Hello worldies and welcome back to my naughty little channel. I hope you all are doing amazing today. I do just want to quick housekeeping thing. I posted a video just the other day titled "They Already Think You're Better Than Them, Act Accordingly." And one of my viewers, I don't know if you're one of the worldies, I don't know if you're subscribed, but they let me know that the audio on that was not the best. I was recording on a different device, which I think, or a different device, let me get my words together, which I think I addressed at the beginning of that video. And so what I did was, it was a super quick fix. You know, I appreciate the feedback always. I just went into my editor, took the audio, 4x the volume, I think, and then just reposted it. But it's unlisted on my channel. It's just a link right now. I may fully update and make that video public on the channel, but if you go into the comments, it's a pinned comment under that video down below, you'll find that same video just way louder. But it seemed like people were already commenting on that one, so I didn't want to get rid of that one, and then I didn't want the other one to be public and confuse you guys. So regardless, I'm here to talk about something else today. This is an epiphany I had as I was just reflecting the other day about how oftentimes you can draw a very direct line between the compliments you receive and the insults that you receive, or more so, you can see how and what people pedestalize you for, but then you can also see people who may be jealous or envious, how you can predict the insults that will come your way, or you can actually see how the compliments and the insults are the same thing, just basically spoken in a different accent or said in a different tone. So I'm going to explain what I mean by this. And I wonder if there are more compliments and insults that I can draw this link between. And once I give these examples, I want you guys to let me know down in the comments below if you notice this as well and if you can think of more examples. But for one thing, I want to talk about how, if you are somebody who gets compared to a Barbie, oftentimes that's usually a compliment. You know, people will say, "Oh my God, you look like a Barbie. Oh my God, I feel like you just look like a doll," stuff like that, right? I've noticed that when people give you that compliment, usually it's you look very polished, very put together. You look you look, how do I describe this? When I think about masculine and feminine energy, masculine energy is very much output, very much doing energy, versus feminine energy is oftentimes being energy. A doll is not the same thing as an animatronic, robotic toy that goes around and entertains you and does everything. The doll basically sits there, and some people are collectors of dolls. Some people buy a doll just because it looks pretty, and they don't even then play with it and use their own brain and creativity to animate it and whatnot. They just leave it up on the shelf. I feel like when you're the type of person who gets told that oh, you look like a Barbie, it's you look put together, you don't look stressed, you look I think of it as also being oh, maybe you don't look like what you've been through, because it's you can, if you think of Toy Story, they'll sit there and do all these crazy things to all the dolls and stuff, but then the dolls would be playing and doing all this stuff. But then if you want to take care of the doll, then of course you're gonna wash the doll's hair. At least when I was little, I would be washing my doll's hair. I was after I done put you through all that, I'm going to now take care of you, pamper you, and get you back to looking like a pretty perfect little doll. And I find that you oftentimes just look like you are relaxed, or you look aspirational. And I find that the insult that people with that aesthetic often end up receiving, "Oh, you look like a Barbie. Oh, you look like a doll," then that becomes, "You're lazy." For a minute, it was "Oh my God, you look so polished. You look like you're at ease. You don't look stressed. You don't look like you're super in a hurry to get anywhere. You just look like you have everything together and stuff." Then the person who's envious and jealous of that relaxation or that ease and flow that you're experiencing in your life, then they turn it into, "Oh, you're lazy. You don't contribute enough." you're just kind of sitting back and you're not really in a proving energy. You're not really in a doing energy. You don't feel the need to fill every single silence. You don't feel the need to go out and entertain everybody and be like, you feel like you just showing up is enough value. And I was just thinking of that because that's I've there's a direct correlation. I feel like I've experienced, and I know people who have experienced, as much as you're getting called, oh my God, you're a Barbie, yes, get it, girl, you are also experiencing that, oh my God, she's lazy, she doesn't help, she blah blah blah. And it's like, it's more so that you don't overfunction. Or I think a lot of times as women, we're conditioned to be people pleasers. So if there's work to be done, we are conditioned to do it. That's when people talk about, if you're a wife and mother, that invisible load that gets put on you. It's because you've been conditioned since you were a child, like it needs to be done. You're conditioned to do it. You're conditioned to, everybody else is going to be mad that it's done or that it's not done, so I'm going to do it. Versus more so when you're sitting in this Barbie type of energy, it's like, well, it needs to get done. And if it bothers somebody else badly enough, they'll take care of that. Well, then you're lazy because you're not over functioning. You're just like, no, my value is not in my doing. My value is not in my serving, in my over functioning, in my catering to. No, I am the one who's catered to. So yes, that then for people who are used to women over functioning and they expect you to over function, then you're looked at as lazy, especially because I do find that, when it comes to maturing as a woman, sometimes you may feel the need to overcompensate for some of these compliments or for some of the pedestalization that you experience. I must overfunction because it's almost like when you think of, they talk about when we were all younger, there were mainly two stress responses that we were taught about: fight or flight. But now as the research is deepened and more commonly people know of, I want to say that there are 5 now, but I know of 4: fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. I believe those are the 4. And with a fawn response, that's what I find that a lot of people are used to, women on a pedestal taking, is more so well, I know you don't like me. Well, I know you're jealous. Well, I know you're a hater. Well, I know that you're trying to sabotage me. Well, I know that you already are stereotyping me in this way. And so you are already a threat. You already are not a safe person because you're coming to me and you are seeing the girl who was chosen over you. You're seeing, that girl who bullied you. You're seeing that girl who broke your heart. You're seeing somebody else. So you're not even giving me a chance to be who I am to you. You're more so oh, you look like Barbie doll. And so I'm going to associate every negative, association and stereotype with that archetype onto you. I'm just going to push that onto you. And if you don't then fawning is saying, oh, I'm not safe. And so I'm going to try to convince this person to be safe towards me. So, oh, you don't like me, you think XYZ for no reason about me. Fawn response is, oh, well, I'm going to sit here and try to overperform and try to make you like me. And I'm going to people please. And I'm going to do all those things because, it's like people want to condition you with the insults. You've been called XYZ before, and so they're just hoping that that's in your head. It's the same thing with women who maybe they have a great level of emotional control, or they are very strategic about the connections that they make, and they're good at knowing, oh no, you're not a friend, you're an acquaintance, you are a stranger, you are a neighbor, you are a XYZ. Oftentimes certain women, because of the tropes in the media, then they're afraid of being looked at as mean, and so they're overly inclusive. They have zero boundaries. Due to that, it's the fawn response is, well, you're probably going to think that I'm mean, and so I'm going to overperform. I'm going to exhibit niceness. I'm going to be overly nice to the point of having no balance, and then all of a sudden it's no boundaries. It's I'm trying so hard to get you to be a safe person. But it's like, if somebody meets you and they're already going to stereotype you in a negative way, it doesn't make sense to sit there and say, oh, this stresses me out. The fact that, because it's almost like a perceived rejection, or it could be a real rejection. And most people don't want to experience rejection. Like, most people want to be liked. And if you are feeling like, oh, me just existing as I am, I feel like you already don't like me, or you didn't even give me a chance to be liked, you may then fawn. It's stressful to you. It's going to pull out your stress response. You're going to say, well, I really want you to like me. So, maybe I'm going to engage in these big back activities with you because, I don't want you to think I'm so stuck up, and I really want you to like me. I want you to not reject me. I don't want to be excluded. I want to be included by you. But this person was already dead set on excluding you. They already were like prejudging you before getting a chance to really meet you. And you could be the nicest, the kindest, the sweetest, the whatever, but they're not even giving you a chance to come in. They're not in observation mode. They're in, defensive mode. They're triggered by something about you, and so they'd much rather cast a judgment on you prematurely and assume that you are a bad person, assume that you're really superficial and vain and stuff, or more so that, like, not that you're those things, but that you're going to use these things to hurt them. If you have certain privileges, they're more so like they anticipate you using those to get ahead, or not feeling guilt over that. Or, sometimes people, I've noticed, people will try to drag you into like a social justice conversation if you choose to remain neutral, or like that's just not your energy. People will feel some type of way, because then it's like, oh wow, so you benefit from these systems and you're not even trying to dismantle them, so you're fine. And it's like, yes, I am fine with it, because I know that maybe they'll get dismantled, but I'm not going to stress myself out and lose sleep over whether or not they're dismantled. I'm not perpetuating anything, but I'm also not going to hate my entire existence because of XYZ said system existing. Like, why? Like, I didn't ask for that system to be there, and I don't believe that it's my calling to try to dismantle them. I feel like I have more important things to do, unfortunately. No offense to anybody who ever feels hurt by certain systems, but it's like, I'm hurt by systems too. And the people who are benefiting from those systems, they're not losing sleep over trying to dismantle the system. If you're on this channel and you're a woman, like, there are not, like, the majority of men are not losing sleep over the fact that they have male privilege and a patriarchy and stressing themselves out to dismantle that system to give you a leg up. So why would you then? Because that's the main system. Like, it's weird how we will become so male-centered that they'll get a pass for not dismantling that system. But you, woman to woman, to be a girl's girl, you have to give up all of your privileges. And once again, that's that conditioning that women are supposed to overfunction. Other people can see problems and do nothing about it, but you're a woman. If you want to be a good woman, you have to overfunction and basically donate all of your free time, energy, and labor to whatever cause, even if it's something that you don't care that much about. You have to prove that you care about everything, or else you're going to basically prove other people right about you who already decided what box they were going to place you in. Like, no, you're fighting a losing battle, because I know from experience, no amount of a fawn response with somebody who is deciding to feel a certain type of way about you is going to actually make you safer. It actually makes you more in danger. It's more dangerous then, because you're putting your boundaries down, and it's almost like you're letting somebody get in cheap shots against you because you feel like you have some sort of pedestal. You're like, oh, well, it's just them. Well, they already have to deal with X, Y, Z, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, over time, that's really going to chip away at you. Then the other example I could come up with of ways in which the compliments and the insults that you receive are basically the same thing and can be connected is if you get like the princess archetype or the princess stereotype. If people are likening you to that in a positive way, right, then that's different than the Barbie. And you can exude both of these depending on the day, but then that one, you're going to be seen as the insult for that is being stuck up. And the reason that is because if you think about a princess, right? A princess is wearing a nice gown or something like that. She looks very nice. Think about her shoes. She's probably wearing something where she cannot run around and go hop on a table and start twerking on it. She cannot go out and be the entertainment and everything. She has to move slowly. She has to make sure that she's not tripping over her dress. She has to have help getting up these stairs. She needs somebody to, give her a hand doing this or that. And with that, people are going to then, of course, see you as stuck up because they're seeing you naturally attract more help to you, being seen as, I don't want to say helpless, but maybe more in need of help just for basic things, carrying things around, getting yourself around, whatever that is. And when you're carrying yourself that way, most likely, dressing that way. Like people, when you get dressed in the morning, you're getting dressed for whatever you're trying to do. So if you want to be more active, be more ready to think on your toes and run and jump over here, and you have to move quickly, you're probably going to dress in a more athletic way. If you're not trying to be, doing all of that athleticism and whatnot, you're probably going to dress in a way that limits you from doing that. You're probably going to then be dressed in, heels, a dress, maybe makeup on, maybe hair, maybe, nails or something, to the point where you can't be flinging your hands all over the place. You can't fight because you really will break a nail. You can't, you can't be engaged in all of the same types of activities as the next person. And if somebody else, they're not dressed to that same way, and then they are able to do certain things, or they are not attracting the same level of help to them, then it looks like, oh, everybody just handles her with kitty gloves. Everybody just always wants to swoop in like she's so helpless and blah, blah, blah. People will literally get mad about those same exact things. And I just was thinking about that because, I was going over my analytics to my channel the other day, and I was just looking at my growth, and I was just looking at some trends and connecting it to, I've been creating content for over a year now. So now I can look at my analytics over the last year, and I can literally look at my life, the events in the world, events in my personal life and stuff like that, and look at what was going on here, what was going on there. Okay, now I've been telling you guys that I've been recording, bulk recording, taking notes, brainstorming, all that stuff. I just feel very much very convicted about, using my channel to speak up on certain things, whatever that is. No, this is never going to become a social justice channel. So if that's what you're looking for, keep it pushing. But I will definitely be on here yapping more often and, just wanting to make more and more content because I enjoy reading the comments. I enjoy seeing people talk to each other. I even enjoy the hate comments. I talked to you guys the other day. One of my top videos as of lately is the psychology of the 304s versus the homosexuals. And oh my God, I don't know how many comments y'all can see on that, but the hate comments on that one poured in, which is really interesting. I got hate comments on that one. And then of course I got hate comments on, let me see, Child Free and Double Chin, No Excuse. And then Megan and Clay, Why I'm Not Surprised. Yeah, and hate comments make me want to create more. And I, don't tell people in my life really that I do this. And I really end up feeling this sense of longing for creating content when I'm not really consistent and not doing it. So I am so very grateful to everybody who has watched this video and everybody who's been supporting my content creation journey. And I want to know down in the comments below what you think about this discovery that I'm sharing about how I feel that comments and insults are completely linked. And I will say I can take it a step further from not only do I feel that you can predict the insults that your haters and people who feel envious towards you will think in their head and also give towards you, the things they'll say behind your back, because you are likely going to be the victim multiple times in your life of a smear campaign. So that is part of the reason that I think it's helpful, because when it comes to your social climbing journey, just even being aware, what is it that could, how the people who get it. Somebody's not getting it. Somebody's mad. Somebody's triggered. And what might be said about there? Because I think it's even helpful to go into a room and know what's the negative things that could have been said about you before you made it there. Just because I think that anybody who ever decides to believe like a smear campaign over anything that's actually going on, like in reality with you, they're not giving, you a chance to express yourselves to them, or they don't even know you, and or they already knew you and then they're gonna just believe something else. Those are people that were never going to remain as safe people in perpetuity in the first place. So I just really wanted to talk about this, and I have so many more videos that I plan to be putting up, and I'm excited to see you guys in the comments below. So let me know down below, have you experienced this yourself? Have you noticed this? And can you think of any other like compliment and insult connections that you can make? Let me know in the comments down below, and until next time, worldies, eyes on the prize.